Okay. Everyone else?
Good to go.
Ready.
Pete isn't back, I think.
I'm here. As usual.
Okay. Um, splash screen. Not going to say much more about that, I think. But we left off last week's. Wait, was it last week? No.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
We left off last session, to say it like that, with you spending some time identifying items at the guest house, I believe. Am I wrong?
Yes.
No.
You are right.
So this is where we left off, I believe. Um, I believe all the items were identified as well.
Yep.
Potion, wand, and the period.
Yep.
Okay. So I said before we ended that session that you would not be going to sleep, simply because assuming some of you want to sleep to rest, not everyone might want to have that intention. So I guess the main question I'm asking the party is, do you all want to go to sleep? Are there something else you guys want to do, or some of you want to do? Um, so if individuals have a desire to do something, uh, please send me a Discord whisper.
If we decide to do something else, can I also get the sleep to recover age points and stuff?
The
But
moment you go to sleep, you'll be waking up until in the morning. So anything that has to be done before sleep will not get you recovered HP and anything else.
no, I understand. But I said it. Can we still have the sleep if we decide to do something else?
Oh yes. Uh, Assuming you're not going to be doing something else for the entirety of the night, then yes.
I'm guessing we have a rogue. He can maybe.
I'm trying to type, but I'm too tired to find the Discord. Give me a second.
It's more like if individuals among you have interests or you as a group has decided on something, then just notify me of it.
I don't think we decided as a group, but I do want to do something. So just let you know.
Okay.
I have nothing to do, but I am open to activities. If anyone has anything that they want to do.
What time is it exactly? It's like 10, 11 p.m., 12 p.m.
It would be around dinner plus, yeah, it would be around then. You would have spent at least a couple of hours on that puzzle in real time as well, considering you spent a couple of hours in real time.
I know what I want to do before going to sleep.
Then you have a whisper to do, I suppose.
Oh, it's a group thing and it's not hidden in any way. I would like to find out who knows more about the tattered symbol that we have on our selves, and that there is someone in the group that knows more about it than we know.
We already know that it's part of Benjamin's dreams.
That was part of Benjen. Okay, so we figured that one out.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that we covered that point.
Well, at least that's what we assume at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to do anything else before we go to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a second.
Do I need to roll stuff?
Give me a second. Don't say anything.
Okay, guys, before going to sleep, I want to stretch my legs a bit.
You want to get some air?
Sorry, I cannot understand what you're saying. I'm sorry.
You want to get some air?
Yes, and walk around and stretch my legs so I can get a good night's sleep.
Just don't do anything funny. We don't want the count.
I
Marvelous.
look at you and
Yet.
I look at you and I say, well, I'm a rogue, right? Of course, I won't do anything funny.
That's why I'm saying it. You would.
Okay. So, I guess the better question is, what does the rest of you do while he's wanting to do that?
Maybe we can play a game of cards before we go to sleep.
I'm down.
Okay.
Bet some of that goat.
So, Azam, I'm guessing you're just heading out of the door.
Yep, I'm outside the door.
Okay. Well, give me a second. I'm assuming everyone find themselves trapped in the house right now if you're not outside, right?
Yes.
I can see my token, but it's
Yep.
very small.
Yes. It's on a very large map. I'm gonna create I'm going to create something. Give me a second. For the general sense here, Kipik, you and I are gonna go on a wholly different type of voice chat. So go to me with the other room. Rest of you have fun, I guess.
Let me find some raw game.
Hopefully he finds something of use.
Do you want to play that wrestling game?
Ah, yeah, that would be fun.
Let me put out the arm wrestling rules. Oh, there is two more. Knife throwing, beggar's bet. The wrestling is, I guess, the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do we to play or do you want to play again, Benjamin? I can bet.
Is
I'm
Benjamin
pretty
around?
weak.
Or is he AFK? Because I know he said that he had something to do.
I'm just gonna watch.
All right. Time to put my strength. Do you want to roll with agility instead? Okay.
I think
So
you can roll with agility instead. Yeah, I don't mind.
it's fine.
I can't keep Yeah, I don't know why exactly, but in the handouts, I'll have to talk to you one. It doesn't keep the pictures open, and since the rules of the game are in a format of a picture, I can't have them open, so I can't see them.
Interesting. Well, if you click it, don't you get the pop-up window?
So I click on it, I get a pop-up window, I get like a preview of the picture, and then
It's very small.
it just disappears.
Oh, interesting. No, I will tell you the rules. Don't worry. Okay, so we both roll initiative now first.
Okay, let us roll initiative. With that roll,
Okay, I have advantage on the first roll. Now, roll opposed strength checks. The winner pushes the loser and critical fail. Your enemy is pushed to step back. Critical hit, you push your opponent to step. Death stare. Let's keep the death stare. Alright, we can do it. Okay, so we just throw strength now.
me first or you first? You first.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter. Doesn't matter. I have advantage on the first one.
Okay.
Okay, one for me. Again. Ouch. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, two for me.
Yeah, that's a +2. I will use intimidation on this round.
Okay.
Okay, no. Let's roll this one, and the next one I will use intimidation.
Okay.
I just make it easier.
For me, I'm one away from. Okay, so you want to roll death stare. Once per game, you can try to intimidate your opponent. Intimidation versus insight. On success, the opponent has disadvantage. I bear in mind that I have very high insight check. But
Let's
do
see.
your best. Ah, fucking shit.
So now you rolled with disadvantage.
Let me check. I close the window. Yes.
Okay.
Didn't matter.
Oh. That is a critical fail. So
Critical fail, you get 2 back.
okay, so we are back at 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Getting the hang of it. Fucking shit.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, sorry, I rolled twice. The first one goes. Double click by mistake. I'll have to change the mouse. It seems this one is the way too sensitive.
Oh, that's my weak arm you're wrestling against. Okay, I'll try to intimidate you now.
Okay.
Roll inside.
Okay, so I roll with
Okay.
disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, get one.
Okay, so it's back to 0.
I don't think I can statistically win.
No, I think overall me having so much strength will level out.
Yeah. But I'm putting it a good fight.
Yeah, you are.
Almost beat you at some point.
Yeah, you got to +3.
Yeah.
Well, Rolling
Yes,
can be
like-
crappy.
Oh, you didn't get to critical failures though, which
True.
is not based on your.
On the other hand, nor did I get any critical wins like natural 20s.
Cool. Yeah. No one wins this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, never mind. Here it is.
Time for 2 critical failures in a row now.
In a row. Okay.
I mean, for you,
Yeah, I know you meant for me. Let's try.
not gonna happen. You win
I
this
don't know. Actually, I just rolled a 1.
I called it, man.
Yeah. But it's funny because even the 1 is still a 5 for me.
Yeah, almost beat me. Can we get another one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice roll. As I said.
My arm is beginning to.
Hey, you're making a
Did we
good
move
push regardless.
tokens or something?
No, I think yeah.
Our tokens are moved, but it doesn't matter. It's probably unintentional. Beat that.
Oh, I'll try. I can promise you that. I was close to.
You owe me 1 critical failure yet.
Yeah.
It's about time you give it back. My arm is beginning to ache. From the
I
pain.
don't see that. It does not show.
I like push with my whole body now. No one wins. About to crumble. Oh.
Ooh, that was almost a critical
That's
one.
like beat that too if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, that's a loss.
Oh, definitely. I have to roll a 0 in order to.
Oh, I was not going to bet on myself now, but I can definitely bet between you two guys if you want to play.
Okay, Benjamin. Let's see. I'm not sure I can roll higher than yeah.
I don't really understand who I'm betting against. I mean, if Benjamin wins, what do I win? If Benjamin loses, what am I losing?
Yeah, you can't really bet against because there's no one to bet against.
Yeah. There is no one to bet against, but you two.
No,
guys can
I
bet.
am betting on myself, and it's
Yeah.
we are rolling strength simple, not strength saves.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's,
I'm okay with that.
whoever wins gives 100 to the others. But
Mm-hmm.
what about my bet? Who am I betting?
If I lose, I give you 50.
Mm,
So if
Yeah.
I lose 150 gold.
okay, that works. I bet against you.
Okay.
So, but you need to accept that, of course. Do you want to accept the extra bet?
I do accept the extra bet.
And man, it's just roll against that strength save. It's
Mhm,
the same
yeah,
roll.
no problem.
again for the strength.
Uh,
So you can keep score for us.
yeah, I'll keep score. Manis, you have disadvantage, but it doesn't matter.
I what?
You had disadvantage, but it doesn't matter. You already
No,
rolled.
wasn't it the winner of the initiative has advantage?
Yes, you're right. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter again.
Yeah.
Oh, these are some bad rolls.
Legend, I'm betting on you. Come on, show him.
And it's your go.
Should I roll? Okay.
Yeah. My goat, my goat.
Michael.
Come on, Daniel. Come on.
On the next one, I shall be using intimidation.
Jesus.
So I will do the intimidation roll.
Maybe he can do it as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he can, but not on the same turn with me. Oh god.
Whoa.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. That means you roll with disadvantage on the next one. Go ahead and roll.
I don't know how to roll with disadvantage.
Just roll.
You have it
pick
already
the
set.
first one.
Yeah, you select the smaller number basically.
Okay.
No, my goat.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
I also need to beat your roll regardless of the situation.
I was almost certain I would,
Sorry, I misclicked. I
like,
clicked twice.
It's okay. You want to.
almost certain that I lasted more than Benjamin did. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wins in style.
Yeah.
Man, like, I put up a better fight with my crippled arm. Okay, so I give Manis 50 gold. You can put 50 from me. I will
Indeed.
reduce my gold. And Manis suddenly became richer. I will bet 50 as well. I mean, doesn't matter. We are one party.
Oh, so we're doing the same again?
Yes. I want my money back. That's the way.
Okay. Initiative. Kind of hard to beat that 20. I tried.
Yeah.
Good effort.
Indeed. Okay. You lead. Okay.
That's my boy.
Tie.
Draw.
I shall use intimidation.
Have to beat.
Okay. So it's the 14.
Yeah.
This intimidation thing does not work in my favor.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, sorry, it's the first one. The 14.
It's the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just normal rolls, isn't it?
It's normal roll, yeah. I don't get disadvantage for it. Ooh. Crit.
Okay, 0 then.
Exactly 1. 2.
There is a gigantic storm outside. This is destroying my balcony.
Crit roll. Do you need to go cover your car or something? $18 to beat. Nah. $6 to beat. What is with these rolls? What the fuck is going on here? First one. Yeah,
Revenge is sweet.
indeed.
Let's have a decider.
So basically, everybody got their money back.
Yep.
Let me mark it down first before we continue. Okay, so you roll with advantage for the strength for the first one, so that's 19 to beat.
Is there a back now?
I don't think so. We would have hurt him. 18 to beat. That's considerably better.
That's a good roll.
Mm-hmm. 17. Nope.
Ouch.
The fuck is this? I'm using intimidation.
I have to delete the 0 there to put 2 in.
Yeah, that's a 2. Ooh. So you don't
What happens
you roll normally?
Just normal. Normal.
Close for a full. Indeed, 3.
You're back in the game there.
Indeed. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I need to roll insight. And then I roll with disadvantage, strength after you.
Is it just I roll with advantage? Or
It's the first
oh,
one, 8.
Okay. So that's back to 2. No,
Back to 1. Down to 1.
back to 1. Yeah. I lost track there.
Ooh, that's a heavy one. Ooh! That's plus 1, yeah.
Plus 1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a 3.
Wow, 2 1s in a row. Never
Indeed.
That's bad.
This is
Did they win?
Zuriel's curse.
Did they win?
What, the previous round? Yeah.
I see.
And this one as well.
So I get 50 gold?
You got your 50 gold back, yeah?
So you've
Woohoo.
lost 100 cheap. Between me and you, man, you've lost 100 gold. Now I've
Yeah.
made 100 gold. Yeah.
Oh man, it's here outside.
Zuri, do you need to go and cover your car or something?
No, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
It's to hell with it.
I usually put a blanket on top of the car when it hails.
No, it's not a hailstorm yet, but it's a huge storm.
No, I'm
The
saying like
windows-
if it's a hailstorm, that's if I put a blanket over the car so it doesn't break my windows, or rupture the.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a hailstorm yet. That's what I said.
Ah.
It's just normal rain, but it's very huge.
The disadvantages of having a soft top car. Like hailstorms are fucking scary.
When there is a hailstorm, I would not think that any car is good to have.
Well, it doesn't really matter if you have like a metal roof. It probably will chip your paint, but you know, no permanent damage. But at a soft core,
Nah.
at a soft top car which has like a canopy, which is textile, you run a risk of having it punctured, and that's not cool.
It's still your car looks like shit after that. Yes, you can drive. There will be no water, but it's like you can have like 50 dents on your top.
Oh, really? That bad?
I've seen hailstorms here in Sofia that totally wrecked like 200,000 cars.
Oh my god. Yeah. So
That one, yeah.
as I said, ruining a blanket, it's much cheaper than ruining the roof of a car. Funny, thankfully enough, blankets aren't that expensive though. I think I need to check my settings a bit, but it shouldn't do anything because this setting should be saved on server, right?
Which settings?
The Roll20 settings. Yeah, nothing is weird here. Because I think it feels like I'm right now I'm placing once and I have the ping. So I don't know what that's about. Give me a second, changing mouses. No, it seems it's weird.
Precis, datorn.
Okay, back. So a couple of years ago, they had a really nice sale on the what's it called? Battle.net Blizzard thingy. And I bought myself like Heroes of the Storm metal water bottle. It's absolutely perfect for this kind of weather because it keeps cold the liquid inside.
I'll be on voice activation for a while. I'm doing something.
Okay.
While we wait. So I can speak to you, for instance, while doing stuff. I'm glad I got my money back.
Yeah, I lost 100 at the end of the day.
I could have won 50
Yeah,
if I was not away.
exactly.
Well, between the two of you, it's pretty much a game of chance.
Yeah, I think we both have 18 strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, between me and you, it was just a matter of time. Yes, I can win, but it's like a 1 in 100 chance.
Sort of.
I was close.
Exactly. Like it's a good pointer, as you said. Overall, on a higher number of rolls, it evens out. But personal luck depends. Counts a lot.
Yeah, you can still win, but 1 in 10, not 50-50.
Mm-hmm. It does help
I need
by a
some
lot. That basic.
magical. Yeah, I need some like magical streak of natural 20s.
You can drink the Giants potion.
I'm not going to waste it on a wrestling game.
Exactly.
Imagine I did that. It would be super awkward. I mean, Yuan would accept it and would say, sure, nice, good usage of item. Great work. Yeah. What do you think? Should we like pretend that we are worried about what's happening and go search for him? I think it would be too much for you to do both parties.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
in reality, I would do that. Like I would say, what the hell is happening? And go search for him outside.
Let's
Maybe you can write down in the chat that we are worried about him. He's been gone a while. Maybe Ivan will drop in and tell us what we want to do. Maybe we will save him from something if we go outside. Maybe he's fighting an apparition. I just noted the keyboard, so take note. Right.
I wrote it.
Yeah. Now suddenly he comes back with a magical wand that zaps people to death.
Yeah, how that be?
That would be nice. And then Yuan would just bump up the difficulty for us to make it interesting. Yuan, Manis, by the way, you haven't used your helmet. I think you've used it only once.
Yeah, we didn't really. Like I was worried that I didn't want to waste it, and we didn't particularly got any serious
Any
fights.
hard fights. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree,
after.
but it's still, maybe you should use it more often. I mean,
Oh,
otherwise,
definitely I
it's
should.
like wasted.
Definitely,
So,
I should have used it more often.
anytime when we're still in danger of, let's say, dying, and you can't reach someone, just fuck him from distance.
True.
I think in that battle with the harpy, not the harpy, the watery thing.
Yeah,
you
I
used
should
it.
have used it there.
Yeah, because there were a lot of cases where you couldn't reach it,
Indeed.
and it's fire damage, and it sucks fire.
She was also a lot of the time underwater, and it's not effective.
Yeah, the hit chance is pretty low. But yeah.
Oh no,
So,
it's not about hit chances being low. It's about systematically not dealing damage underwater.
what do you mean?
It's a fire spell cast underwater. It doesn't work.
Oh, but she had fire vulnerability and it cancelled out. I mean, we were dealing normal damage with the fire spells,
Ah, okay, I see.
even in the water. I don't know why. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Never asked you on why. I was also thinking that fire wouldn't work because she's in the water, but apparently she was vulnerable. Yeah. Let's go. Sam comes back. Live. Let me know if my working is causing any noise. Can turn it off.
No, it's okay. Like we can hear you, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Okay, so this is definitely a Chrome issue.
Which one?
What I was telling you a bit earlier, that handouts do not open. The ones that have pictures.
But I'm using Chrome.
What do you say?
I'm using Chrome. And it works fine.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
what happened.
it's a pop-up thing.
No, like
pop-ups block.
no, because I'm not using window pop-ups, so it should show me in the game, right, in the page. And if I click, for example, on handout Gates of Barovia or on the Kolyan letter, I see the text where it's written in text, but where it's what's it
The
called?
picture itself is missing.
Exactly. No, it loads and then it instantly disappears.
Can you click on it? Because clicking usually
No,
means
it doesn't.
it's in front.
No, it doesn't allow me to click on it after it.
Then just restart the browser.
I did.
Got some. Oh, you did? Strange.
And
sometimes Roll20 bursts out.
And check this out. Like another thing that I have just noticed. So if I drag the tethered symbol found after the mention attack to the rightmost part of the screen, right? Okay. So I click on the pop-up on the handout, and then if I instantly move and click on the image to zoom it out, it works. It zooms it out.
Oh, so it's something loading, it disappears.
Exactly. Like if you give it 1 second to load, it disappears.
I would say it's a bug in the website, in the Road20 site. It's not a Chrome bug, but it's a bug on their site.
I wonder if there's any updates for Chrome that I'm missing. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a good call actually. You should always run the latest version. People don't bother supporting less.
No, it's the latest version, 83.0.
Can you try opening in another browser?
I did. I opened it in Opera, and in Opera it works fine.
Maybe use Opera. Opera is actually very good browser.
Yeah, I will. Actually, I'm not using Opera Classic. I did use Opera Classic for like I don't even know how much, a week or two before my computer crashed and burned. And then when I reinstalled, I installed Opera GX, which is basically Opera but better.
Oh, that sounds good. Although Opera is still a browser that's not very common, so people mostly code for Firefox and Chrome.
Well,
Developers, I mean.
Firefox is free, so I get why people are using that one.
Oh, Chrome is free as well.
Yeah, it's not necessary. I mean, it is, but at the same time, it's not exactly free.
What do you mean? I mean, what's not free in Chrome?
Doesn't it send out like data to Google?
Is that what you mean by free? I mean, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you, but Firefox is like completely free. It doesn't even send any kind of tracking data. And there's a couple of other
cost money.
True.
I mean, it's free in terms of you don't pay for it.
There's
maybe you pay with your soul, as you said, but
there's a couple of other browsers that are also like they actively block tracking data.
It doesn't matter. I mean, Chrome is still used 80% of the market is Chrome. So when you develop an application, you test it in Chrome, you test it in Firefox, maybe in Windows Edge thingy.
Well, you don't need to test in Windows Edge anymore. Mostly because Windows Edge now uses Chromium as a background. So
I meant before that, not Edge, Windows
Explorer.
What was before Edge? No,
Explorer.
Before Explorer.
No, before Explorer there was nothing. Windows Explorer was the first one that came out.
So Edge is not the last one.
No, Edge is the updated Microsoft Explorer that they added. What's it called? With Windows 10.
Did they? I mean,
yeah.
I don't recall, but there were 3 versions. Yeah, maybe. I'm talking about the new Explorer, the old Explorer. I'm totally certain there were 3 versions. There was a version before the Edge.
I don't know about it. Like I know about Microsoft Explorer, and then they went with Microsoft Edge, and I know there was a period of time between the latest version of Microsoft Edge, which was released in 2020, that didn't use Chromium, but it was also Edge. Basically, they changed the coding.
Or maybe it's the same name. Yeah. Maybe it's the same name. I think it was Edge without, as you say, without the Chromium background.
Yeah, the Chromium thing it's pretty new.
But I mean, Opera is not using Chromium.
No, it's not. And the best part about GX, which I like the most, is that you can enable. Actually, not enable, but you can control how much RAM, CPU, and network it uses.
I'm okay about the RAM and CPU. Why network? I mean, network comes from the websites, not from the browser.
Not necessarily, because there are people who download torrents through magnets. And that's done through browsers.
Yeah. Okay, the downloading of files, sure. right? It's I think you can set it on every browser how fast to download. But apart from that, I don't see any reason to block your
and as far
own
as
browsing.
as far as I see, it has a hot tab killer app thing as well.
What's that? Killer? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how they call it. Basically, it's a monitor. It's an application that monitors your resources, how much resources your tabs are using, and you can just kill them.
Nice. I mean, like a task monitor for inside your browser.
Exactly. Yeah. So
This is actually very nice. I wish Chrome had that one. I think it does something like that.
I don't know. I never found it if they do, or if there's a different version that has it. Another thing that Opera I really enjoyed that they have is that they have integrated support for example, Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. So you don't need to have like different tabs open. You just set up your browser and it has them in the default shell. So you have like a button for Messenger, which you are logged in and it just pops up the chat window.
Nice.
And the GX version, which is like gaming, quote unquote, besides the whole monitoring and resource monitoring part, it also has Discord and Twitch integration.
That's actually pretty handy.
Yeah, it's
The Discord is.
it's a very nice browser. You should try it if you're willing to have some experiences. It's a very very good browser.
Yeah, no, I used to work with it like very long time ago. But sadly, I don't have a lot of time to experiment now.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Even though my Chrome it's like 16 gigabytes of memory, it's easier just to go to the IPS and request more memory than trying to switch. And that's what I actually did. I'm running 32 gigs on my laptop because my browser eats everything.
Yeah, basically after formatting the computer and adding another 16 gigabytes of RAM, I am not having any issues with it roll 20 lagging. You know that I was complaining that it lagged. Not a problem anymore.
That's great to hear. Although I don't think memory should be an issue in that one.
No,
Maybe
the
it's
memory was
formatting.
definitely memory was a problem because I'm also using I don't know if you're using any kind of computer monitoring software, but I'm pretty fond of NZXT Cam.
I don't know about that one.
It's a free surveillance system monitor.
Yeah, I haven't used it. That's what I mean.
And
I'm fond of
it showed me
things.
that my RAM, when I had only 16 gigabytes, it showed me that my RAM was always about 10 definitely used, going towards 14 gigs. And it left way too few resources available for Roll20 to behave properly.
That's strange. Maybe it's another app that's using your memory. That's
No,
causing
it
the
was
roll 20
Chrome.
issues.
It was Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome can eat a lot of memory.
But after making the upgrade to 32 gigs, I don't have a problem anymore. It works just fine now.
That's great to hear. You were pinging earlier saying that it works now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now I know what you mean.
It's snappy now, and no delays, and I can actually see the animations as they were supposed to be shown, like no lags and frame skips between them. Very nice.
Nice.
Also bought a new monitor this past few months, which was a very good investment because I needed one. My old one was dying.
What's the
Lachlan.
monitor? Siemens?
Yeah, well, I had a monitor that was like 10 years old.
I didn't even know they had monitors, man. And I worked like 10 years in monitors.
I didn't say Siemens, I said Samsung.
I heard Siemens. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know if they have any monitors, the guys from Siemens.
I don't believe they do.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean,
confusion. Nah, I don't think that's the last thing they would do. Sorry about the noise.
I bought a Samsung that Lachlan found that's pretty cheap. Curved monitor, 1000 radians, which is technically, as far as I understand, like the curvature of the eye. You barely see that it has a curve when you look at it, but in games you do get a bit of depth from it, which is
That's
nice.
nice. I've never played on such.
And the best part
Maybe it's nice. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't tried.
the best part about it, besides the price that was about 250 euros, something like that. I can
What
check
was?
actually. Let me look.
I'd imagine it's not expensive because Samsung are pretty much dominating the market. They can afford.
230 euros. It cost me specifically.
Which is great.
It's a 240 hertz monitor, full HD, so it's a 1080p LCD. It's backlit. It would have been nice if it had the organic LEDs, but you know, that would have cost like 4 times as much. 32-inch, and the best part, it has FreeSync and G-Sync support. And
What thing? I
uh,
didn't hear.
G-Sync and FreeSync support.
I'm not so familiar with those. What does it mean?
Okay, so FreeSync is only for AMD cards, G-Sync is only for NVIDIA cards, but they basically do the same thing.
Okay, this is the frame rate synchronization.
Exactly, it has like a variable frame rate, so you can set the refresh rate of the monitor to be controlled by the video
By the
card.
video card. Yeah, I know about it. I was not aware how it's called. I just thought it's called refresh rate sync or something like G-Sync.
Yeah, it's G-Sync for NVIDIA and FreeSync for
Marketing.
yeah.
Marketing gurus figuring out things.
And it's a very good investment, like worth it. The best part about
Yeah,
it is that I actually saw considerable increases in performance in games across the board with the whole FreeSync stuff.
Oh, the memory also helps.
Yeah, the memory also helps. But I got
I'm also guessing. Did you increase the clock speed from the memory or just extra?
no, I didn't find. I haven't found memory sticks that were compatible with the old ones, so I didn't find anything under 3000 megahertz.
Yeah, even if you just add extra memory, it will work on the old clock anyway. I didn't know if you replaced the old one.
No, I added in. I just added extra.
It's a minor improvement to get more clock speed in the memory. It can add up, like in some cases, maybe 10 FPS to some games.
It does. It does.
That's like very rare scenario. Usually the memory size is the bigger bottleneck.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck came of our friend? Is he still alive? We should definitely go look for him. Sorry about the noise.
Yeah, so what I wanted to say about the whole FreeSync thing, I actually saw an increase in performance in WoW and other games across the board. I usually played with vertical sync enabled due to tearing, because obviously. But after enabling the whole, allowing my video card to output as much FPS as it can, so not forcing it to do either 30 or 60, it works a lot better. Like, I'm not seeing how to explain this. When you have like steady FPS, but you have frame key issues, so the distance between certain frames is different. It's not constant.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's okay to use VSync when your card can constantly output 60 frames.
Yeah,
But if you drop to 50, you still get the shit happening.
exactly. I know.
So if your monitor also drops to 50, it's actually you don't notice it.
Exactly. It's very, very smooth.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't improve your performance, it's still good for the eye.
I think it does improve the performance, basically, or at least maybe it's not better. It's not well said that it improves its in performance because it doesn't, but it definitely improves the experience because you don't feel that lag. You don't feel those hiccups.
So, whatever you're doing, you're busy doing that, and in the moment you hear a sound behind you, you see a very naked Assam come running into the guest house, carrying nothing but one large book.
And I tell to them, if anybody asks, I was with you all night. I'm gonna get some clothes now.
What the hell did you do?
What
Some
the
light.
fuck?
I needed some light trading. Now shut up.
Is that what you do when you go strolling?
Um, Yuan, question. Am I still followed?
You don't, you literally don't know.
Okay, I'll go upstairs and get some clothes then,
Okay,
and then rejoin the guys downstairs.
okay. Doesn't seem to be any knocks on the doors or anything like that while you're changing clothes and being like, but yeah, you rejoin the.
I put the book on the table and say, "Will this help us?"
What is that?
I don't know. I was kind of followed chased by something, and I was only in my underwear, so grabbed the first book I saw and started running.
Speaking of that, how did you manage to end up in your underwear?
I took off my clothes.
But why?
I didn't want to get cobwebs on them.
So it's better to get cobwebs on your junk? To each their own, I guess.
How do you think he got the underwear?
Yuan, I'm trying to look at the book. Can I actually understand what's written in it?
Yes, you can.
Please don't tell me it's a cooking book.
It's not a cooking book.
What?
It is not a cooking book.
Okay, can I understand what's written? I mean, it's in a
Stop!
language that I can read.
Don't
Yes.
don't you dare open this book after what the count said about the cursed book
No, no,
that
he
stuck
found
his
it
soul.
open. He found it open.
Okay.
Looking into the book and studying what's written, you find a very detailed account of the servant chores around the castle on a daily basis, and it seems to be like a log of everything that has to be due on every single day. And like literally check, check, done this, done this, done this. Seems to have been done to servants.
That's
Well,
actually great. I mean, we can use this later when we also discuss it in order to sneak inside. If we know when the timings are for each servant to do their chores.
No, there's no timestamps or anything on the book. It just says that, for instance, like for the listing for today had like listings to make this for dinner, make this for dinner, clean the dinner halls. It's literally like this. There's no timestamps on it. It's just literally a chore list of what has to be done on every single basis, and you get the sense that if this is like 1 page per day or so, then probably going to be a lot of these books somewhere.
Okay, can I look through the book to find anything interesting?
Sure.
Okay, so I rummage through the pages, like scanning the text as I go for something interesting.
Make a intelligence check,
My best
uh,
one.
and then a perception check. Just best thing, both actually. You're very perceptive, so you get all these minor details. You're intelligent enough to gather up most of it. As best you can understand, there are several servants on like doing servant stuff on a daily basis around the clock. You get the sense that some of these functions are done through magic by someone with magical capabilities. Uh, through the various types of notations and stuff, you get a bit of a sense of how large the castle is. Uh, you're not entirely sure of the exact number of rooms within the castle, but you get the sense that there might be somewhere in the range between like 70 and 100 rooms. There seems to be a significant amount of floors in this keep, and several of them seems to actually be underground as well. So this is like a very large castle.
Okay, apparently you can get lost in this thing.
Tell me about it.
So you admit that you did enter the castle.
No, I just went outside for a walk and found this book laying on the ground.
And
And somehow all my clothes disappeared. It's magic, right?
yeah, right. Can I roll an insight check on his
Yes,
lies?
you are very much allowed to roll an insight check there.
Oh, I am insightful today.
Manis believes Assam wholeheartedly. Lucian, why would he lie to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Man, this
I mean,
magic thing. Maybe the clothes were magic and you got too far away from the house and that's why they disappeared.
Exactly. That's what. Yes.
okay.
Makes sense.
Radar with his 2 roll also says, yeah, that makes sense if this house is like magically created and the clothes here are part of the house, then perhaps he just moved too far away from the house and they went away. Holy shit, did Benji? Okay. Everyone in the party believes you because they can't roll above a 10.
Please, I want to roll one to see if I believe myself.
Go on, roll. Yeah.
Oh, you start to believe this yourself.
Oh my god.
We are terrible.
Okay, that was not the start of the thing I thought, but sure. Actually, it also seems that Irina is wholeheartedly believing the story you're saying. She also rolled a fucking 6, by the way.
Okay.
Sam has had a little walk. I'm guessing the rest of you have entertained while that distraction happened.
Indeed, we do. Did. I lost 100 gold.
There was some goat going back and forth.
Okay.
A total of 500 goat was involved in playing of these games.
I think more.
No.
No, it's yes, you're right. It's 700.
Yeah, that's about that's closer to it. because you had 3 games.
Actually, it's 800. Sorry, almost as more than we had in total.
So, who's the next to go for a midnight stroll?
If my clothes are going to disappear, I am not leaving this house tonight. Even if I have to pee in my bed.
There are bathrooms.
Okay.
Depends how far you go.
Anyone want to do something, or are you heading to sleep?
I'm heading to sleep myself.
Sleep.
Sleep.
I don't quite remember who had what. I know that I put
I
a
don't think
regional
it really
total.
matters.
It will.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't remember which I got, to be honest.
I believe I had one room on the top.
Okay. If you could like not move your token, I could perhaps move your token. Anyone else needs to be moved to the top floor?
Me. I think I was on the top floor as well.
I think I was. I'm not sure.
I think I had the bear thingy.
I think I had the red one here, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
I'm kicking the bear in the head just to make sure it's dead.
Okay.
I think I was in this one.
Make a dexterity saving throw. You kick the bear straight into the mouth. If it had been a live bear, it would have bitten your foot off at the moment.
At least it didn't fall on him.
Oh, my survival skills tell me to always check these dead animals.
You should talk survival skills about not kicking bears in the mouth.
Why is that, Sam? Did a bear fell on top of you?
Bear. Door.
It wasn't a bear.
I've had my fair share of bears. I don't want any more bear encounters, please.
Out of all of you, some can tell stories about being a Ursine butt plug for a moment.
Oh, wait, we don't know about all of this. He was out for a stroke only, we believe that.
Yeah, that was in Barovia under the church.
Ah, yeah.
The
He was
Doru.
back there.
What happens
Yeah.
under the church remains under the church.
And what happens under the bear?
Stays under the bear.
Exactly.
Are you all heading to sleep to rest and recover, or are you doing something else?
I am going to rest and recover.
Same.
I guess it's best.
Do we have other options?
Do you sleep or do something else? Yes, you probably have several options under something else.
I'll do my prayers in the morning, so I'll sleep.
Just your spell slots as well. Spells if you need to. Like I'm recharging everything on Rather as well. Okay. Remember that you get half your hit dice back, so that's 2 hit dice from what you've spent.
And life and luck and all that stuff, right?
Yes, luck comes back, action surges gets back, HP goes back to full, all of that kind.
Manis gets his strength back.
Yep.
Wait, Manis, you had a strength penalty?
I had a strength penalty.
How are you having +4 strength? You bastard.
Yeah, he actually would have had a massive penalty to that as well, I think.
I was going to beat you in the arm wrestling then.
We can do it again?
Was -6 strength at that point, so he had a +1, not a +4.
Let me check. Let me look.
Yeah, he probably removed it before the end of the session last time.
No.
Yeah, no, Yoni is right. I had a +1.
But you are rolling +4?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but that's the roll on the score sheet. He's probably changed it back to normal.
Indeed, I did. The last session.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I imagined.
I did not expect to have to fill my time.
Arm wrestle.
Yeah.
No,
Didn't
you
expect
lost
that.
in the end, so.
Yeah. Overall, I did.
Manis
Mhm.
slept. Rather goes to sleep. Anyone else?
Go to sleep as well.
Okay. Lucian Benjamin, if you're doing something, whisper to me. If not, you're
I'm
going to
just
sleep, I guess.
recapping all the evening in my head and going to sleep as well. A lot
Okay.
of information was given.
See the chat.
I will determine what I do next in my room. Yeah. But we're now in room. What are you doing next?
Depends if I'm alone or not.
Make a perception check.
There is a vampire with me.
You think you are alone.
Can someone set up a trap or something? Just in case. I don't feel safe in this house. Did you have any kind of trapping abilities?
What do you want to set up as a trap?
Like some kind of alarm if something gets into the house.
How do you want to create that?
No, I can't. I remember that someone put up something like that. Maybe a
Yes.
spell. I think it was. Who?
Rather can.
Okay. Can I get up and go to his room? Ask him to do that? Where was he?
You get the sense that if he has, I'll save you the time by saying that you get the sense that if he would do that, he had already done
Okay.
it.
He's a smart guy.
But he might not actually have done it on the house.
Hmm. In his room only.
Yes, so you
Smart
could
guy.
probably set that off if you enter.
Okay, I'm gonna go sleep then.
Anything from Divine Sense?
Isn't that 30 cents blocked by walls and everything like that?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
I'm going to say no. Nothing from Divine Sense.
Not in your room, at least.
Literally, think of it Divine Sense. It's a great ability to spot what is of certain categories of creatures, but you have to have line of sight, kind of. So, for instance, if you had used it in the dinner, you would have known whether or not the count was a vampire, for instance.
That's an interesting.
Just that tiny little hint that you missed out on that one. Manis gets warm and comfy in his room. With your passive perception, Manis, you also hear Barry Manilow music coming from Benjamin's room.
I also cast prestidigitation on myself to make sure that there are no traces of cotton webs or anything in places I don't want them to be.
You managed to extract the cobwebs that had gotten places you didn't want them to get. Lucian's room is very bright. Let's call it Mary Banilow. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not sleeping in the bed. I'm sleeping under the bed, and I'm creating a figure out of the pillows, like a body, you know.
You lie down under the bed next to the mimic.
I
Yeah,
pat him on the head and say, "Not tonight."
Okay, it turns away. Um, so this is what I want you all to do. Roll GM roll. I'll type it in chat. Oh shit.
Did you forget the space?
No, I remembered it, but it removed it.
Smart. Maybe you should write a character before.
I did put a period before it. So 5d20.
Damage.
No, just 5d20. Depending on your rolls, you will get various types of Discord messages from me.
By the way, for the best distribution, if you're going for something random, it's 1d100, right?
It's not random, it's 5 different.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just because 5d20 will... The edges are not that likely to happen.
I'm doing mathematics real.
I just realized that.
I just need to open some character sheets, sorry. So, dungeon. Okay. Every message you get on Discord now is not shareable between you until the beginning of the war. So no one is allowed to talk to or communicate with each other until then. Next up.
Is just one message for everybody or several?
Several different types of messages here. Okay. Actually, one of these messages are not absolutely correct, I realize. Okay, and finally, I'm gonna correct something for someone. Okay, so give me a second and I'll message someone. Can the person that I whispered on Discord type out what if they want to do something and what they want to do?
Type or say. I mean, it's not me, but
Okay, so Benjamin, could you join me on the other room?
Ooh, something happened.
I'm guessing Benjamin is gonna kill us in our sleep now.
no. I'm too beautiful to die. -1 charisma.
I just want to say, Yuan is a very good dungeon master.
Yeah, he nails it.
The coffin? Is it time for me to deck?
Many, so you're telling me Chrome works perfect now? It's 32 gigabytes of RAM.
Well, uh, yeah, it works better. But funny enough, when I logged into Roll20, I noticed that I'm having an issue. The handouts are not displayed. Like if it's a handout that contains a picture, the picture disappears after like 1 second. The text, if there's any written text in it, that one remains. But the image where you can click to make it larger, that one disappears. On Opera, it works fine.
I told you a couple of times. Switch to another browser,
I
and
did.
yet I'm using Chrome like the daily one for because of work, but still, it's crappy. It has a lot of issues. Although the last version fixes a lot, including memory leaks, but it still has a lot of problems.
Indeed, I basically swapped to Opera, but not Opera regular. This is what I was telling to Zuri a bit earlier. I swapped to Opera GX, which is like a gaming version, quote unquote. I do like some extra features it has, especially the fact that you can control its what's it called? It has a network limiter for downloads, RAM limiter, and a CPU limiter, and it also has a function that it can you can kill tabs with it. Right? It shows how much resources each tab is consuming, and you can kill those tabs if you need to.
Yes, Chrome has the same Control Shift task, and it's the tabs and you can kill them.
Really? I've
Yes.
never seen it. Control Shift task, you said?
Yeah. I told you that there is something I've seen it.
I'm not sure if Control Shift or It has one I can look for, and which shows you the tab, how many or CPU, RAM, networking each tab uses, and stuff like that.
No,
In
okay.
Chrome, it's easy because every tab is separate. Like they don't, there's like separate processes. But I don't think it's true for any other browser. That's hence why something like this is very cool.
Shift and escape. And for example, I just press it, and my Facebook has about 1 gigabyte, Netflix 200 megabytes, 9 gig 130, and so on and so
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah, I've seen it. This is the first time I open it. Oh, Opera has the same thing as a task manager, it seems, with the same command.
Because they are similar based of code.
Yeah, I'm really fond of the new Opera. It has some really nifty features. Beside the whole what's it called, resource monitoring and task management part. It has integration for Discord, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Twitch. Just that I found it also has. You can also download like more integration with YouTube and such. Um, it has. It's like super customizable.
Plugins. You have plugins for this in other browsers as well, and like, to be honest, I like much like, I don't know. You understand? I prefer the plugins because I can enable, disable at once, or change them on them than having something already embedded in the browser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. I understand the reasoning why.
But I recommend Vivaldi as a browser. For me, it's very fast, and I didn't have any issues with it so far.
I've heard. I was telling Zuri about Vivaldi. I didn't know what the name is, but this is exactly what I was talking about because I knew it was a different browser besides Firefox that has like zero tracking, that sends zero data to any users, like
It's very very
Google
nice.
and such.
Oh, it's not only the browser that's sending it; it's the site's collecting a lot of stuff for you as well. If you really want to be anonymous, you should use the Tor browser.
And disable JavaScript in it.
Yeah.
For the Tor browser.
Yes, use Tor browser without JavaScript, and you'll be pretty much anonymous.
Hmm. Interesting.
And I'm saying pretty much because there's still a lot that can be found just by looking at the traffic.
This is an interesting session we're having
Indeed.
tonight.
Yeah, I felt so sorry about you guys during my
Oh,
uh,
it's fine. We
walk
actually
garden.
did a few arm wrestling games. I also did some work on my end that I was bound to do anyway before going to sleep. At least that's out of my way.
Question though, Zuri. Oh, sorry, Virgil. Did you have fun?
Yes, I just realized I could have had more fun if I'd been more careful, but that's a story for the morning, let's say, because I'm not allowed to talk to you, and I don't want to
Yeah, I
stay
know. Makes sense.
in the castle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that he met the count and the count slapped his butt and then sent him off without clothes.
I
And
just
then he found the book.
I just so pissed that that book wasn't more, I don't know, useful.
I will study it later. Maybe there's something hidden magically.
To be honest, I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, this was not planned, so Manis had to, Ewan had to improvise.
Oh no, this was planned. He knew somebody would go in the castle.
That's why he didn't want us to go to sleep in the station.
Yes,
He was
because
sure that you're going to go.
not me, but somebody. I mean, there were stuff planned, and it was very nice. But well, anyway, I have some information about that I can share with you in the morning, and maybe it will help us next time when we're here because I'm guessing we need to come back.
Oh, we are definitely going to have to come back. Like, as far as I
Yeah.
understand, the count does not leave the castle.
No, he can leave the castle, but the battle will be here.
Yeah.
At least, and actually, we're not 100% sure. So the final confrontation, where the battle of life and death will end up, the seer will tell us when we are ready. It's like he's standing on some balcony, looking down upon his land, and judging by this, it's probably somewhere high, like this castle, and that he can look on his lands. Like it's fairly certain it will be here.
Hi, indeed.
Hello?
Hey, hello.
Manus,
Yes.
I believe you were the only one I didn't actually message.
Indeed you are. I think. Like, I definitely didn't get a message. I don't know if I'm the last one or the only one.
You were the last one. I noticed my error. Everyone gets one message each. Depending on what the message is, something can or cannot happen.
Okay, let's see.
Clarified it as well, but just so you know. If you have any questions on that message, ask them now. And otherwise, everyone wakes up eventually in the morning, fairly rested. Doesn't seem to be anything. Maybe, possibly.
Maybe. Are we all going to die down here?
What makes you think that some people haven't died already?
Okay. I can now begin my prayers, I guess.
You get the sense that you could have done that as a morning ritual, but yeah.
Is the fake body that I put in my place still there, undisturbed?
The fake what?
The fake body.
Yes.
Fake body? What the hell?
I didn't sleep in the bed. I slept under the bed, and from the pillows, I created like a fake body. And put it there.
For that matter, yes, it's right next to you in the bed.
In the bed?
Yes. It's right next to you in the bed.
Let's get breakfast.
Indeed.
What you should have done is broke into his room and put the pillar-based body under the bed with him, just to mess with his mind.
No, if he had been paying attention, he would have noticed something. I'm saying Assam woke up in his bed, not
Not
under
under the bed.
I heard that. I'm asking the guys at the breakfast table if one of them was in my room during the night.
Nope.
Nope.
Slept like a baby.
Well, I didn't sleep like a baby, but you know. You guys heard anything last night?
Arena goes, no.
No. Are there any marks on me? Can I check myself? That sounds. That doesn't sound good.
Can you do it in your room?
You can roll a perception check on yourself, yeah.
Can you do it in your room, please? if you're going to touch yourself or anything.
He would have done that when he noticed who woke up in the bed. Hey, you don't actually spot anything wrong with your body.
Okay. Or not
Are,
okay. Okay.
I, on the other hand, got woke up by a very loud shriek last night. I thought you guys also heard it.
Shriek?
shriek?
Yeah,
Shriek. Where from?
not from very close, but it was loud enough to wake me up.
I didn't hear anything.
Weird. Maybe I just dreamt about it.
Rather goes like, had some trouble sleeping in the middle of the night, but when I was awake, I couldn't hear anything.
I usually wake up at the slightest sounds, and I did not hear anything though.
The strangest thing happened last night. I went to sleep under the bed, and I woke up in the bed. I don't remember doing that.
You mean to tell us that someone was in the house?
Either that, or somehow the house decided to take me from under the bed and put me on the bed. Which one seems more plausible?
It's a magical house after all. Wouldn't you wake up if someone tried to move you?
Um, Usually yes, but this time I had a very deep sleep.
This place gives me the creeps.
Sorry.
This place gives me the creeps. I say we leave as soon as possible. Is someone knocking?
Assam, you wanna check that?
Do
There's
you
nobody.
do you go and open the door?
Yes.
Okay, there actually is somebody at the door.
Okay. I say I don't know. Come in.
Of course. Is the daughter of Kolyan around?
May I ask who's asking for her?
Of course. Tell her Escher has come to deliver a message from Lord Strahd.
I go and tell that Escher came to deliver a message from Lord Strahd to daughter of Kolyanovich.
Menace and Lucian roll perception checks. Irina turns to you, Assam, and says, who?
Escher. I also want to, while I was, while he was talking to me, to see, to get some information of him by looking at him, like race and stuff.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you just said because of typing. What did you
So
say?
while I was talking to him, I also tried to size him up to see race and the rest of him.
Okay, the best description I could give you is of what seems to be a human male. Not particularly like in terms of body frame, he's way more Rardar than he is Benjen or Amanis. Like not physically imposing in any way, like short, slender, fairly much. Um, Something you would notice is that he seems very well, elegantly dressed. Um, just a second. like that. Fairly well groomed, long, pretty much like white slash blonde hair. Seems a bit feminine. Seems very like smooth skin, handsome in that regard. Seems at an indeterminate age, fairly fair skin.
I tell him to him we're just having breakfast. Do you want to join us and deliver the message then?
I would love to have breakfast, but I do not think food is on the table yet. But you hear like the footsteps of Irina coming up behind you, and just goes like, um, yes. Asher just like ignores Sazam and moves up to Irina and says, um, my lord husband wishes to tell you that your brother has experienced no attacks during the night, and he has personally seen too that um, there will be no disturbances towards the mansion, so your brother would be quite safe. And it's because you can't see it. My lord husband also wishes to tell you that should you want to know more about the question of sigils and coat of arms, you should, if you can acquire it, find a copy of Duke Katsky's musings on Barovian nobility. It would be in the second volume. And with that, I do bid you a good morning and a good departure as soon as you leisurely can.
Do we hear any of this?
Roll a perception check, Lucian.
In the meantime, I tell to him, Lord husband,
Lucian hears it, Manus hears it, Rather hears it.
I whisper to mine's Lord husband. What the hell?
Uh, the person in front of you turns to you and just goes, is that a problem?
no, I was just wondering how many uh, consorts the Lord has.
None.
Did you say none? Sorry, I didn't hear.
None. Yes. N-O-N-E. I'm just gonna check something completely quickly because I have a slight suspicion I might be wrong.
Weird.
Oh, no. He would say 4. I completely misunderstood. I thought consort meant like, uh, literally like mistress or the opposite of mistress. But yeah, he would say 4.
I see. Thank you for your answer, and I hope it wasn't too much indiscretion.
You're very welcome. He raises out his hand to you and like offers it.
Uh, I take the hand and I keep it, my lord.
Okay. You
And
see, as he's doing that, a rather sharp grin.
From whom?
Uh, the guy guy that's extending the hand towards Assam. Uh, do you take the hand?
Yes.
Kind of get this. Roll an insight check for me before you do that. You get the sense that he might have some sinister back thoughts here.
I still take the hand.
Okay. Now roll a 1d4 for me. Actually, roll a 1d20 first. Okay. The first thing that happens as he grabs his hand, you notice he increases the pressure significantly. The first thing you hear is the first finger snap off as his thumb just grabs onto your index finger and then just like pushes it hard against his palm and literally just breaks it off.
Like clean cut or just breaks it?
Just snaps it off.
Ah.
Like breaks. He doesn't like take that. He's like doing a handshake and he's just pushing the thumb down and just like breaks it. Then he goes for another handshake. Breaks your middle finger. And then he goes for a third handshake and breaks your ring finger and says, "Pleasure to meet you. You would be Assam, would that be correct?"
Yes. And are you my lord or my lady?
I would be the one that had to make sure that you put the clothes back into place. Please clean up your messes the next time, if you want there to be a next time.
Do we hear this conversation?
Yes.
Okay, so I can yell out from the dining room and say, "Were you the guy that put Assam back into the bed last night?"
You get no replies. Azam, you are very, very intently staring into someone's eyes that are staring very intently at you. And then he just lets go of your hand, and you notice that three of your fingers are bending in three different directions altogether.
And
Don't you feel?
I look at the fingers and I say, this looks like a flower. Nice. Thank you.
Make a d20. Roll. Will wisdom check, I guess you would say.
Wisdom or roll?
Wisdom check. By 1d20, it's a 4 roll anyway. You don't have the cleverness of Glib to be able to say that. You're more like, ah!
Exactly. I was like, he just broke his fingers and he's like, pretty.
He broke three of, like, that's literally not what you're able to say at all.
As I hear the scream, I rush into the corridor and look at his hands like, say, what the hell happened to Sam?
Wait, what do I scream? Can I roll something not to scream?
You scream in pain. That's why you
You can,
scream.
it's literally the if you have the willpower to like avoid not, screaming out in pain, you don't have that willpower.
Can I roll medicine to try to fix his fingers back in place?
You can certainly try to do that after the guy that just broke them off had just stopped breaking them. Sure.
Yeah, I think you said that he's walked away.
No, he's standing right next to us. I'm right next to you.
Okay, I'm looking at him like bluntly and asking, why the hell did you do that?
He extends his arm to give you a handshake.
I'm just going to stare at him and wait for the answer.
He waits for you.
I'm telling him, I demand to know why you broke our friend's fingers, please.
Did you put on your armor before you came down for breakfast?
That's something I was going to ask you actually. Did
I'm asking you
we...
now. Did you dress up in combat gear before you went down?
Well, I would say yes, but I'm not sure if we are ready to pack and go. Or...
Probably not having your shield on you, though, right?
No. Not
Okay.
no weapons, no anything.
So
Just
what
my
what would your armor class be, if I'm curious?
15.
Okay. Manis, you don't get to act.
Okay.
As you're like demanding to know, you are literally shoved towards the wall with like 5 fingers closing in on your throat, and you feel something razor sharp, just like literally dig into what you would consider to be very sensitive and critical places in your throat.
Ouch.
What happens is that he says, "Please, I don't like food talking back at me. Now be a good little cow and be quiet." Do you want to continue that conversation, or
I would politely ask him to leave.
so you're saying something?
Well, I'm saying if that's so you wanted to tell us, we
You say if so, and he slices your throat for 11 slashing damage.
all right. Do I have any chance to defend that one?
No, it was in the attack. You had the opportunity to not say anything.
All right. I scream out, I guess.
Okay.
Ah!
Uncivilized. Really. Have more control over your pets. So, Lady Goliana, I have passed on the information. Um, and so, I guess I will bid you farewell. And also tell your little lapdog inside there. Whereas you, Lady Goliana, might be nobility here, the rest of them are food. And while you might be guests, perhaps insulting the husband of the liege lord is perhaps not the best thing to do. And he just calmly walks away. Unless someone wants to take an attack at him or something like that.
What was his name again?
Sure.
Can you send us the handout?
It's a handout already.
I
Yes,
didn't get it.
for you.
Same.
Let's see. There, I think.
Okay.
Totally gay.
I think I would though.
I am not
I
surprised.
didn't think you were into such people. I thought you like elderly people only.
Well,
Yeah, maybe too young.
considering that it's a vampire, I think we can safely assume it's an elder, way over 100 years old.
Can I fix Asam's fingers now?
You get the sense that you should probably patch up your own throat first.
Yeah, I was about to say I will patch this up in a short rest during like while the rest are eating.
There's no critical damage to any like vocal cords or anything like that. He intentionally avoided to do so, but it tore flesh and tore it pretty. He exposed things to air that probably shouldn't be exposed. Um, so you would probably be smart to apply bandages or something to cover up the throat, because even for the rest of you, you do smell the iron in the air from serial bleeding significantly.
question is: am I back to talking?
You can talk now, yes. You could talk earlier as well, but
You just had to scream in pain.
yes.
And I'm telling them, so my lady or my lord, how you call it, it's a vampire from what it's obvious, and there are four of them besides the count, and they are very powerful.
Safe to assume that one of them put you back in the bed last night?
Yes.
Well, there's the answer to your question then. Also, I turn towards the door and say, and Irina, I think we all know who the targets of the attacks were by now. All of them.
You know, ever since coming to this castle, I've been wondering what the hell is wrong with this place.
Besides being infused with magic and run by immortal beings of unimaginable power, not much.
What my father and, well, I suppose myself as well, never expected him to. I didn't expect the rumors to be true. I didn't. There is a stark difference between how the Count himself acted and how this Asher would behave. Like that that mad creature, monster, seemed to be deranged, like waiting for an excuse.
I would say entitled would be the word you're looking for, and unchallenged, most likely. I get the sense that the Count had its fair share of unpleasant experiences during his life in order to be humbled and keep a polite demeanor most of the times.
I think you're missing something. I think the count it's way older than this one. This one looks, I think it's like a youngling compared to the count.
I mean, I would call myself entitled. I have grown up in a stable household with a stable economy and a steady supply of food. Um, very few people have that fortune. There are enough orphans and misery and homeless people, childless couples. There's enough terrors walking the woods and the lands to, well, I suppose, be able to uh, make life miserable. But that was not entitlement. Anyone that is born in nobility knows what entitlement is. But that is not entitlement. That is malice.
Oh yes, it is malice, but I think um, you mean privilege. But because that behavior that we just witnessed, I say is pretty much the definition of someone acting entitled to everything around them rather than earning it. Because someone
You
can be born in privilege and not become entitled, and the other way around as well. Like, someone can be born without privilege and become entitled?
I suppose. I just find it. There is this contrast here of a man that invites us into uh, his home to have a splendid dinner, even rewards his guests to complete a challenge, and then, while someone else entirely comes and acts in a very most evil way. Do you not think this is like odd?
Well, he
Um,
was.
a bit maybe, yes, but I think it's also considering that he was definitely sent by the Count. I think it's also a warning.
Do you believe he was acting on his own will there? and he definitely sounded a little bit jealous. Maybe because we spent the whole evening with the count.
Uh, Rather just goes up and looks at Assam's hand and is like, "Well, I would very much like to bloody get out of this place as soon as possible, to be honest. Um, Assam, the reality here is that your hand is probably crippled for a month. Uh, a simple way of doing this would probably be to medicinally heal this through magical means. We could try using restorative um, items to try to heal them. We could try whether Lucian's spell work could do something about it, but chances are your hand is going to be a bit crippled for a bit. Also, yes, I suppose the restorative nature of what Benjamin can do could also help with this. I suppose it's a matter of whether or not we need his right hand or not.
If we put the fingers back in place and cast some healing magic on it should heal fast.
Yes, as long as you split them up and do a decent medicine check and put in about a point of healing per finger, you should be fine.
Okay.
He will probably be stuck with um, a -1 to his strength and attack for a day or so, but he should be fine after that.
Okay. I ask Rather to. I help actually help Rather to put the fingers back in place.
Okay. Um, do he do it with advantage or do you help out?
I help.
I mean, you're asking whether I roll with advantage or he rolls with advantage.
If you roll or yeah, actually, he would have to help you, I think.
Yeah, better if he helps me.
Okay. Then he helps you and stabilize. So roll with advantage, I suppose.
Doesn't matter.
That matters. So if you pump 1 point of healing into each finger, they will grow up. So like 3 hit points worth of healing should fix it.
Let me check my spell. I think it's maybe better to use level hands, Benjamin.
Sure. What? How many points?
3, I think, one for each finger.
Okay, done.
Um, Assam,
Yes.
you can feel parts of the bone slightly fused together, but it feels stiff and cumbersome. You get the sense that you don't have the same flexibility at the moment as you had like 10 minutes ago, but you could use the hand to do stuff or even you hold a weapon.
Okay. Do I need to reduce from my stats?
No, but just remember what I just gave you on Discord. That's
Okay.
I will also try to heal myself with a quick healing word.
you should probably not use healing word for that.
I mean, do we, because we were resting here, do I get to a chance to use my
You could
hit
probably
die?
use dice for that before you set off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that we don't have to do that. We can do that. That's why I wanted to.
You do it like because you're still in the short rest, and you have to gather your stuff and figure out what to do. I also thought that cure wounds is a better spell for that than healing word.
I don't have it memorized this morning.
Okay. So
Sadly.
it's from the hit dice.
Mm, yeah, I'll actually spent two. I heal back to full.
Rather sits down at the table. Um, well, if it is as you say, that it is I that am the target, or whatever it is that is this problem, then by all means, we should probably reach Valaki before nightfall, I believe. We should have plenty of time for this.
I agree. And you were not the only target, because I distinctly remember you telling us that the last attack, the one in which we also participated, was the most violent and vicious. So not only that we are all being watched, but we are all being hunted. And after this particular encounter, um, I wouldn't I wouldn't put it past somebody to have it in for us.
Certainly seems like someone has had something out for us at least. The faster I can get away from this place and that 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 smarmy little thing, the better.
Convening this one.
We should leave.
Indeed.
Let's pack our things, guys.
Anything in particular you want to do before you head out?
Yeah, the book.
What book?
The book we stole.
No, not that one. The Dutetsky Barovian History second volume.
Oh, Katsky.
Katsky, that one.
Yes, that one.
Where can we find it?
Are you asking me or Irene?
I am asking, period.
Probably in a library. It's history book, after all.
I wonder if it's in this library, in this house. I think we saw a library somewhere. No, that's the kitchen.
I'll be simple and say that I probably did not.
Okay.
I'm guessing we can find it in a larger library in Barovia somewhere.
Well, there is a possibility that my father had one of these books, but as being a noble, but to be fair, I don't know. And if my father had it, probably other people had it as well. That doesn't sound very rare.
Then it's a decent chance we can find one in Valaki.
Indeed.
In that case, I see no reason for us to linger here.
Lucian rubs his neck and says, let's get out of here as soon as possible.
You pack your bags?
We pack our bags.
You hurry off to the courtyard.
Okay. We are locked
That
in a dark place without any light.
Yes, and it will be easier to get you out into the light if I could merely do that. And I'm just gonna change
the light.
up because someone went for a fucking night walk. Okay. So
Okay.
what do you do?
Run the fuck away from here.
Okay, what direction do you run?
This way.
The way we came, we're going to Valaki.
Braves, braves, Robin, bravely run away. And I guess you all head out the gate then.
Yes.
Eat as well.
Yeah. He's here.
So, where the fuck is the ribbon? There we go. So, and then map. Find yourself on the map.
Well, we should head down to where we found the carriage last time. It was on the fork to Volaki.
Since you didn't take the carriage back down, you just have to make yourself the way down this mountainous path. And a couple of things you notice about the valley as a whole. Um, there does seem to be like from this high above in the morning. It's pretty easy to say that certain large areas of the valley are just like completely locked off with the mist. For instance, in the south and like to the west and partially to the north. But like the valley is a fairly large place, and you get the sense that you would have to uh, spend some time traveling. Irina points to what seems to be like a huge lake far in the distance. That's like kind of surrounded by quite a lot of forest. And she says that over there, next to the Lake Sarovich, you would find Walachi at the borders of the lake itself. So you would be heading towards this area up north.
On the road, I also tell the guys what happened during the walk of the night.
All right. Do the summary.
I can do it now, or I can put it in text for them.
Read it and put the text as well.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
of course.
So last night I went for a small stroll because I need to stretch my legs before sleeping. Yes. And I found myself at the gates of the castle, and I say, let's see what's in there. And after I first passed the first door and the second door, right in front of the dining hall on the opposite part, there was a stairway, rounded stairway, and I went down into something that like a cellar filled with cotton webs and undisturbed for what seemed years. I took off my clothes and I started walking through it. At the end was a door, and past that door was a corridor filled with fog, like 1 meter off the ground, and nothing could be seen in the fog. I started. I didn't want to have cotton webs on them.
You have prestidigitation.
Yes, I know. I forgot. I also can create and look like another person. I forgot that as well. And in that corridor of fog, there was a big metal gate to the side. I couldn't figure out the mechanism for it, but there was something that coming. I started running from it, got to the ground floor, took a random book from a table, and dashed to the inner courtyard, did a Superman lift of a gate, and then got back to you.
So you want to tell us that A, you lied to us, and B, you just took the first thing you saw and ran away.
I didn't lie to you. I said I went for a walk. I didn't tell you the whole truth. And I took the first book because something was chasing me and wanted to kill me.
How did you know something? She was chasing you. Did you
Uh,
see?
I heard she was meticulously looking for me in a corridor where I was as well.
Uh, did you see what's coming for you?
No, I was hidden in the fog. I couldn't see 1 foot in front of me.
So
But
we
he
could.
had a light, and he had something like metal things going through the stone in the fog just to see what's hidden there, which was me.
So it was a human thingy.
It was humanoid because it spoke who goes there and called for whistle something, so called for some sort of animal, I'm guessing. But what I want to say is that it has at least 2 levels underground because the stairway was still going down, and a lot of levels above, as you saw.
I have a feeling we are not. We are going to see this danger for ourselves at some point. I regret to tell you that you will probably have to come back if you are to defeat the count.
Why regret? I still have the clothes there. I need to get them back.
Well, maybe the
Weren't
thing that was chasing you in the fog will finally reveal to yourself.
weren't you wearing the clothes that the count gave us?
Yours.
Yes,
Then they're probably magic. I don't think we need to go back for them.
but I want to.
It's okay.
They're, they're probably going to be gone. You left evidence behind you. Shame on you. Everyone knew how you dressed for the evening. You had to at least burn them.
Technically, I think there were two people that dressed the same, and I think
Yes,
I,
it was me and Pete, if I remember correctly, that had the same clothes.
Oh,
two people
good
dressed.
job. You incriminated Pete as well.
I don't give a shit about them fuckers anyway, so whatever. Especially that new Escher guy. He's over fucking beating.
Oh yeah. I don't like him as well. I don't know why. Maybe he just tried to kill me for no reason. Called me food. Called me a cow. Ah, he
He
will get.
destroyed my wanking hand.
To
You're right.
war. War.
I think I can see the gate to Valaki.
After about it would be roughly an hour or two. Um, you manage to get back down to the crossroad. It's pretty much all downhill, and other than some large bends and stuff, it's not the worst trek. So you find yourselves at the crossroads where the black horse carriage were previously.
Shall we move forward to Valaki, guys and my lady?
Lead the way.
Off we go then.
Through the gates.
You come to what seems to be a set of very large gates. Yes, they're open. Um, for those of you that remember, they are exactly the same in appearance, and even the statues are pretty much the same as well. To the gates that you crossed when running from the mist
I
on
was about to say the
previous
same thing.
morning. You woke up in this place, and there's a very stark similarity here.
So, does this mean? I'm asking Kirina. Does this gate mean that we are leaving Barovia and going into another of the cursed realms?
Uh, I would not really know, but no, this is more of a defensive fortification, I think. There's several of these gates. There are some of them to other realms, yes, but this is more of an internal fortification to, I believe, cut off access to the castle itself.
Wise indeed.
She points to the north, the mountains makes it unable for an army to ascend up the mountains. And as you probably remember, there was a bridge over the Tser Falls that made it impossible to get across there if you simply destroy the bridge. So I literally think this is a defensive fortification. But
That makes sense.
if the stories are right, this place is ancient. Like, possibly even before the time of the Count himself.
Strange.
Just to be certain, this would be the gates of Barovia handout, right? Here.
Yes, it would be exactly the same. It bears a stark similarity to that.
To the one from here, where I'm pinging now.
If I don't see in that direction, but yes. Same similarity.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Whoever built those gates built that gate.
Mm-hmm.
At least there's a similarity enough.
I look at the castle and the gates. Do they have any similarity in the building? Not fashion. What's the word? Building style.
The castle and the gates you're standing right next to?
Yes.
No. They are. If you look. This is something Benjen and Manis would probably realize, but in terms of defensive architecture here, the gate doesn't seem to have a very. It seems to be ancient and losing some important concepts on how to properly secure a gate. You find there, for instance, the gates themselves to be too massive and easily broken if you attack the hinges at the right spot. They are huge, but they are not very functional. Whereas the castle you had previously stayed the night seemed to have very more intelligently placed defensive fortifications and gatework and such, with different types of gates, implying it's more of a modern architecture.
Will these gates predate the castle? So
There's a possibility of that, yes.
they must predate the count as well, as he inherited the castle after defeating the Turks. So these must be magical gates if they're not meant for actual defense, like physical defense.
These ones are seen to be wide open.
The gates before we passed through, we did inspect them, right? I think I rather check them out.
I ran straight through them, trying to not die from whatever was chasing you.
On the other side, I meant. When we were on the other side, didn't we spend some time to check them out?
Stay magically closed. They be magical in nature, yes.
Perhaps these ones are also magical, or were magical at some point. Strange that they're exactly here. If the castle was not built when they were here, what are they guarding from? In any case, shall we pass through? Lucian turns around. thinking that no one's listening to him.
Could you repeat that, please?
Shall we pass through?
Yes, definitely.
Nothing happens when you pass through. They seem to be pretty good. For the simplicity's sake, do we stop here for the session or do we continue?
I'm okay with this, with stopping here.
It depends on you guys. Do you think we can reach Valaki in 20 minutes?
Not.
Not even a chance?
Knowing Yuan, we're probably going to find ourselves in the middle of an random encounter on the way. Plus, I'm pretty sure we're going to stop and check the well.
I'm gonna say it like this. When I made what we were supposed to do tonight's session, I didn't expect the rogue on 7 HP and no armor to decide to go walk around the fucking castle.
For an hour.
Did not expect our rogue to suddenly realize, I am Sam Fisher. Let's go Splinter Cell this shit.
Some fishy.
I mean, yeah. So I
I
didn't
would say
expect.
that I'm sorry, but I had fun.
I didn't expect that to take like an hour and a half of this session. So there's plenty of session remaining here. You're not gonna get to Valaki in 20
Okay.
minutes. That's the honest answer.
So definitely then we should do one more session this week. So the question is, when do you guys want to do it?
I am available on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday for the remaining of this week, and Monday, Tuesday, or basically any day except for Saturday.
And next week is impossible.
So it's
Cubic is going on holidays.
Mm-hmm.
so Wednesday or Thursday?
I can Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Friday, no. We're not going to murder you.
Yeah, we're not doing it
I'm,
the
I'm
day
not.
before.
I'm not leaving Friday. I'm leaving on Monday. I found
Oh,
hotels, and so I'm staying Saturday and Sunday at home.
okay.
Thursday or Friday then.
So that means that we can do 3 sessions this week.
No. Calm your horses there. I don't have the capability to do that, but I can do 2.
So let's do it this way. Let's settle on Thursday the 9th and Friday the 10th as a backup.
Pete?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. I have a homework task for you actually before that.
Do tell.
Yes. If we agree on Thursday, there are 7 questions here that I want you all to answer before that session. Should probably be pinned in the welcome channel, I think.
Yep. Oh, it's not pinned yet. But...
Stop it. Isn't it?
Also the date for it. Simply because once we reach Wallaki, a certain few things will happen. And since I expected us kinda to probably be at Wallaki now, I guess I can say it now. All the fulfillments for PvP has been fulfilled upon the moment you reach Wallaki. The only remaining criteria for doing anything PvP related is reaching Wallaki, which means that the second you step through the gates, you decide on what you want to do. So that's the first thing you should be aware of. The second thing you should be aware of is that the second you get to Wallaki, there's not one road you're following through this adventure. now you'll have several different goals, subplots, side quests, main quests, I suppose, um, that can and should be done, and maybe you'll create new quests by your actions. I don't know. But when you get to Valaki, it becomes a bit more world, to say it that way. So, as a group, you should probably talk a little bit between sessions to have an idea of what you all want to do on the session to be efficient. Because if I had known that Cubic were to go on a little trip, I would have taken a 1 hour session with Cubic one on one. So, just like a heads up. So, if you know stuff ahead of time that you want to do something in particular, I can role play that outside of sessions.
Ah, okay. That
Uh,
So,
do, do
like,
you want us to tell you what we plan to do each session so that you can prepare that part of the questing?
yes, that also, like, when you have like 10 places to go to, I would probably, it would be nice for me to have a hint on which places you want to try to go to. But since you don't know anything about Valaki, or for instance where the readings of Madame Eva points you to, I'm not going to like expect you to say anything to me before Thursday. But after next session, let's say you wanted to go back to Castle Ravenloft, it would be nice for me to know, so I can, like, set up the maps, so I didn't have to do what I had to do today to create little boxes where I had to hide your tokens.
yeah, makes sense.
Um, Also, like, if for instance you're going west, there are certain areas west I need to set up. If you're going east, there are certain areas I need to set up. Basic stuff like that.
So you
Yeah.
basically want us to plan a bit ahead.
It would be useful for you and for me, yes. Um, so you have like a clear idea of what you guys want to do. It makes it easier to
Since,
prepare stuff as well.
yeah, I mean, if you don't know where we are gonna go, you need to improvise on the go.
For reference, for Valakia, I had to like I'm still not done, but I added like 5 times the amount of areas than what uh, the book comes with. So like literally, I've made Valaki like 6 times larger, not 5 times larger.
Nice.
Which is also something I have to do for other areas of the valley. So having a heads up is always nice for me.
We'll
Uh,
try to plan ahead and let you know.
Yeah, we should plan after each session. Have 10 minutes to discuss about among us.
Yeah, just
third,
to
third, third thing that might be smart to remember is that at this point, when you reach Wallaki, is also when I might end up thinking the tutorial phase and learning phase of the game is over. Meaning, for instance, uh, I would expect Manis to know what his combat maneuvers does. I would expect Suriel to know what his spell does. I would expect Assam to know uh, the capabilities of his spells or his cunning actions. Benjen what his paladin's class skills does, for instance. So might be smart to check over your character sheets and like make sure you know what your character can do. Because, for instance, Lancelot died because uh, you guys didn't remember or realize that lay on hands could cure diseases. Stuff like that might get more punished future on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will assume that, uh, okay, uh, for instance, Manis can do this, then I will create an encounter around this. It's just like a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
So just like a literal convenient thing for you all to know. Know what your character can or can't do. Like Lucian trying to talk himself out of a situation where he's literally being threatened probably was not the smartest idea there. Like
uh,
a raging sociopath that breaks 3 fingers for no reason whatsoever is not going to accept sass talking. Just
He was not looking imposing, as you said. He was like looking slim, like Krater, not. Like, he didn't have the intimidation part was missing.
yes, I'm just saying that those kind of assumptions will get you killed pretty fast in this place.
Well, he might not be slim, but he's not fit.
Exactly, which kind of makes him chubby.
Yeah, but the other guy was slim.
Yeah, I know what you meant. You meant frail, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
I know. I get it. It's
Actually, I would say out of all of you, Rocker is probably the slimmest.
really because I always had the impression that Jaffa made him, chubby.
He's just very well dressed, I suppose.
How
Ah, okay.
much lobs that he weighed?
Actually, that's a good question.
Bill.
He weighs. Let's see. Mm, significantly less than Menace.
Oh, okay.
Pete doesn't weigh anything, so
He's a balloon.
yeah.
Oh.
Pete, could you make about 2,000 dexterity checks to see if you can stand? If Assam's weight is 117 kilos, yeah, it is written in metric, so he's Radar is significantly lighter than Assam, and
100
he's
is
significantly
100 kilos.
lighter than.
Wait, mine is in lobs.
Yes, he's also lighter than.
But he's 100 kilos.
100 kilos is 200 pounds.
90 kilos.
90
And
kilos is 180 pounds.
90 kilos is 200 lobs.
Radar is less than 75 kilos.
So he's 100 and
Under 140 pounds.
50.
Roughly 150, but I think that's slightly less than 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said 115 kilos. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, mine is
No, I am 100 kilos.
Okay. I'm 90.
like no, mine is 100 kilos, but he's like a tower of muscle at that. Anyway, so for instance, like in terms of what I want you to do, remember that things are getting a bit serious, I guess you could say. Try to think of the questions I put up, because I want to have a talk with each of you uh, before Thursday or after Thursday. Once you reach Lucky, I want answers to all those 7 questions. So thinking a bit about them is probably smart. For instance, do you want to write in like a birthplace? Benjamin, do you want to write in like biological informations and stuff like that? Changing of portraits. Manis, you don't have a portrait. Would you like to have like a facial portrait for reference, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
Simple stuff like that. Um, Questions about your personal stories, when to expect them. Some of you are in them already. Some of you have only gotten like a brief outlines because the areas where I want to do it hasn't come up yet. So like, think of the questions.
He has a face. It just he has a helmet on all the time.
Yes. But like literally no, he doesn't actually have a helmet on either, because he's wearing that circlet thing, which means that a one-eyed guy is walking around with a circlet on his forehead, but I don't know how he looks like.
Well, he has a disgusting scar on his face. He's one-eyed. One
Yeah,
is
but like,
blind.
saying,
Things like that.
just saying. I'm asking if there's something you want to do with your characters and stuff to fit in with the story. If you feel that you've developed a character, stuff like that. The more you do this, if you can all do the 1 to 7, there will be a reward for you.
Question: Can you said can I change my avatar, for example, the complete picture and everything? You'll have to recreate tokens and stuff.
Yes, I could do that for you, for instance. But like, as for a reward, I think I can give you a one-time inspiration dice of a 1d10, meaning that at one point of your choosing, you can do a extra 1d10 above what you rolled. One time only. But that can be crucial in the right moment. Applied to anything. So that is going to be the reward if you do a thorough 1d, like a thorough answer to those 7 questions. It's like literally an official in-game reward. It's not microtransactions. Manis, yes, I probably can.
Awesome. And I'll do a deep dive tonight on those 7 points and give you a list. I'll post it on welcome as well, just to be transparent.
If it's easier, I can also do like a voice chat with you guys where you just tell me what you think and I'll write them down. But like, I want you to spend some time thinking properly about it.
Sure. Regarding me, we can meet up tomorrow.
Be available, I think.
Yeah.
I can do it tomorrow as well after normal starting hour. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Manis, looking at that picture, it's going to be a bit difficult.
Oh, I think I can search for a better resolution one.
Yeah, but just like literally find like a face picture or something like that.
Okay. I was
And you
thinking
just
of using the same because I knew that there was a variant of the same image that didn't have the face guard on.
let's just say that that's the armor you're wearing, but like I want like something of your face of sorts, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well then.